Okay, so now let's go through example B. This is your classic 2-5-1 progression. This is perhaps one of the most common chord progressions found in jazz. Here's your 2 chord, your 2 minor 7 chord. That's G minor. It's G and F, root 7 in the left hand, and B flat, D, F, and A in the right hand. That's flat 3, 5, flat 7, 9. Okay, then we move to that 5-7 chord. Notice there was just one note that moved over here in the right hand. Okay, so we move the 7th of G minor 7 down to the 3rd of C7. Okay, and then in the left hand we have C and E, root and 3rd. Right hand B flat, D, E, and A. And we go to that F major 7 chord. I'm not going to tell you every note of every chord because some of these are just obviously repeats. So instead I'd rather tell you what you can do with the chords. All right, so your 2-5-1 progression, definitely get to know that in a lot of different keys. If you can do it in all 12 keys, great. It's a great exercise to do it in all 12 keys. Let's do it in the key of C. There's D minor 7, G7, C major 7. Okay. If we did it in the key of B flat, C minor 7, F dominant 7th, B flat major 7. You could also do this kind of exercise where you start with 2-5-1, and then that 1 chord becomes 2-5-1, and then the 1 now becomes 2-5. Right? So you can just keep, and then. You see that you can only go so far down. If you get too low like that, you could always just do the root in the 5th and the root again if you wanted to. All right, so the key to these progressions are 2 steps that I would like you to focus on. One is try and find these chord progressions in songs. Okay? And then when you can find them in a song, label them as 2-5-1. Or you could just circle the whole, 2-5-1 or the whole measure or 2. All right? You could also put a B over that if you want for, progression B here. Although don't get attached to this A, B, C. These are just arbitrary letters that I assigned these examples. But the main point is get to start to see these progressions in your songs. The other thing is you can link these progressions together. So, for instance, you can go 1, 4, 5, 2, 5, 1. Now, one of the reasons that I did this lesson was because a student wanted to, have these progressions that they could just kind of, mess around with and come up with stuff on the spot. Well, this is what you could do. You could take these different progressions and just join them together. It's kind of like copying and pasting in a word processor. So here's my first paragraph, and here's my second paragraph. All right, I can just do them one after another. We can also take that concept that I showed you before of like go to 1, 4, 5, but then do the 5, 7 of 2. So let's say I wanted to do 2, 5 of C major. So then I can go to G7, and then 2, 5, 1. So 1, 4, and 5 in the key of F, and then go down to G7. Oh, I'm sorry, what am I saying? Not G7, A7. And then 2, 5, 1. So it'd be F, B flat, C, and then I can go down to A7. And then 2, 5, 1. If it's too low down here, you can also just play single notes. All right, so that's another option. All right, so I'll see you in the next progression. We'll keep adding on, and I'll show you how you can keep moving in between these different progressions. See you in a minute.